been called a toxic soup of some of the most dangerous things you can inhale. Yet at the same time, the head of the EPA said the air at Ground Zero was safe in the days after 9/11. Today, that same person, former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman, testified at a congressional hearing into the matter. But her claims were met with some serious opposition.
The levels are all well below any indication of a health risk.
That was then, and this is now.
I would
No, Governor, excuse me, I'm not.
Today's hearing was 6 years in the making, and it put Whitman on the hot seat.
Was it wrong to try to get the city back on its feet as quickly as possible in the safest way possible? Absolutely not. Safety was first and foremost, but we weren't going to let the terrorists win.
Whitman argued the EPA did encourage workers to wear protective gear, but says the agency had no authority to enforce the recommendation. Her reply didn't satisfy one lawmaker.
Do you now feel that you spoke a little bit too broadly and a little bit too soon about the actual quality of the air and the water?
Every test that we have gotten back, all the data would have indicated, well, Congressman, it's fine to go through the yes and no's, but I think it's important for people to understand that these were not whims. These were not decisions by a politician. Everything I said was based on what I was hearing from professionals. My son was in Building 7 on that day, Congressman,
and
I almost lost him.
Governor.
Since the attacks, at least 9,000 people, many of them first responders, have been treated for respiratory illnesses. Some say they feel betrayed by government officials like Whitman. If you had an opportunity to speak to her today, what would you have said to her?
I would have said, well, I can't say what I really like to say, but she should come clean and tell the truth and let people know that, this is a deadly environment.
Whitman testified that it's the terrorists who are to blame, not the men and women at all levels of government working to protect and defend the country.